Not too long ago, I got done playing Resident Evil Requiem, and I gotta say, I enjoyed the game. It was a great game. I'm playing it on PC, and I got some friends who are playing it on PlayStation. You know, great graphics and everything. But there are some nutheads who are playing it on Switch. You know, and normally I wouldn't go out of my way to trash someone playing a game on Switch or a game being released on Switch, except here's a visual of what the difference is. And I'm sorry, you look like a crackhead. Like, that is how different it is. It's not just the lighting, it's not just the shading. And that, for me, like, it is such a drastic difference. That would ruin the game for me. Now, normally, I'm not someone who cares about graphics. Like, yeah, I do enjoy it when graphics are beautiful, but it ultimately comes down to the gameplay. And if this is what she's going to be looking like throughout the game, like, and you know what she's supposed to look like, especially, that's just going to ruin it for me. I do like. I'm talking about this mostly so you guys can, so we can have this conversation. Is there a point where some games should not be moved over to the Switch? Should it not be moved over to the Steam Deck? You know, whatever. Is there just at some point where it's like, no, this game is just too intense to viably work on these systems? Should you bother? I've had this issue with, like, Monster Hunter Rise was a good example where I played it on Switch originally because it came out on Switch first, but then when it came over to PC, it was just so much better. But the game was still hamstrung because the engine was originally set up for Switch. So, like, there wasn't as much like detail of the damage you were doing, and like there was like some, like, compared to Worlds, which was for PlayStation at the time, much stronger console. There just didn't feel as much immersion, or it didn't feel as much like you were actually fighting like a creature. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed Rise to some degree. Sunbreak was great. I enjoy Wilds, but that's just an example of where the initial console launch does hamper it. And this is a game that was launched on multiple consoles, so even the developer should have looked at it and go, there is too much of a difference between PC, main console, and Switch. We should not be releasing this on Switch, but they did it anyway, because they knew people would buy it. So, that's just some thoughts. What are yours? Comment section. See you on the next one. Tell them, Skeletor.
Until we meet again!